This one piece is the reason every modern LEGO mech feels the same. But you know what? Before we get too far into that, let's back up a little bit.
Wait, this feels familiar. Hey, wait a second. This feels familiar. Wait, this feels familiar. Wait. This feels familiar.
This feels familiar. Mech sets. Love them or hate them, these are the LEGO model that is here to stay.
And I'm not just talking about these mid-size or even the gigantic models of yesteryear. I'm talking about these very specific mechs that originated in 2022 and have continued to this day. This piece, or LEGO part 79846, or plate rotated 45 degrees if you care, was first introduced in 2022 with Ninjago Core, which I really thought was a lot longer ago than that. It features a 135-degree angle, creating a perfect, ready-made L-shaped limb. Since it was first introduced, it has appeared in more than 80 sets across its 3-year life. That's 29 for Ninjago, 16 for superheroes, 14 Super Mario sets, 3 Monkey Kid, and even 1 or 2 in less expected sets like Avatar, Lightyear, or even Fortnite. 2 years ago, the LEGO Star Wars community was shaken by the news that mechs were coming to that world too. I mean, sure, a mech fits Iron Man or Superman or the Hulk, but Star Wars? The theme known only for the epitome of the most canon-accurate sets? This was my first exposure to these mechs, because everyone who knew that I liked LEGO and wanted to get me a little something for a gift saw this and said, yes, this. So now we live in a world where mechs are, for better or worse, dominant in the LEGO world. Like them or hate them, they just exist. And I can't get over the fact that these all just look kind of the same. They've all got this one piece for the legs and sometimes the arms that locks the mechs into the same scale. It's technically not just that one piece. It's also this piece and a few others. But at a certain point, it stops being just about scale and starts being about art style. And that's fascinating. But to be fair, I don't know why I think it's so interesting. I mean, LEGO minifigures are by nature pretty similar. The whole point of the collection is that I can have my Darth Vader next to my Superman, next to my Iron Man, next to my Lloyd ZX from LEGO Ninjago Masters of Spinjitzu Season 1 Rise of the Snakes. And I guess I also have these, but that doesn't feel the same to me as these mechs. LEGO in general has a through line of aesthetic, but the nature of these mechs all being the same feels unique. It feels really cool. But why? Consistency in design across themes definitely sets these mechs apart. That uniformity impacts the experience, that much is undisputed. Maybe it encourages collectors to customize, or maybe it limits creativity. I mean, they're not really for collectors. This Iron Man mech is a 6+ set, so I'm pretty sure they're for kids. Side note, the LEGO store employee that I bought this from asked me if I was buying it for myself. I've never been so speechless in public. He assumed I was buying it for the cool new Ultron figure, which is partially true, but I didn't have the heart to tell him that I actually was interested in the build of a mech. I truly don't know what it is about these mechs that feels so different from LEGO minifigures all being the same, or BrickHeads all being the same, or even something outside of LEGO like Funko Pops all being the same. So I asked myself, what is it about the mechs that's so specifically cool? Well, I think it might be a mix of factors, obviously. The uniformity in design makes the mechs feel like a cohesive line, even though they span many different themes. But minifigures are the same, and so are BrickHeads, I guess, to a lesser extent. Actually, from now on, let's just assume that I'm also thinking about brickheads. I really don't want to keep bringing them up. Ugh. So minifigures are all the same shape with just various printing and accessories, but that feels different than the mechs. And I think that difference might lie in scale and context. Minifigures are more representations of usually already existing characters. Mechs, on the other hand, are usually original vehicles or suits. So the uniformity across themes makes them feel like a consistent collection, almost like a sub-brand within LEGO. And there's some things like the Superman mech has these little jets that come out the back that are, obviously designed to look like Superman's cape. These are the unique things about them, right? There's something about the simplicity of the uniformity of the mechs, like the structure, but also the complexity of the builds that's interesting. We don't see sub-themes in the same way across LEGO, except for maybe the helmets or the, because Star Wars has ships, Ninjago has dragons and temples, Marvel has whatever vehicle they're selling that week. But none of those are really part of the same design family. The mechs are a unique sub-theme that stands out amongst diverse LEGO lines, and that appeals a lot to me as somebody who's a fan of sort of LEGO in general. Take Star Wars, for example, which has the sub-theme of the MIDI-scale Starship Collection. Then there's the sub-theme of Ninjago, that is Ninjago City. Each of these sub-themes are cool, but how cool would it be if they connected to each other in some way? If there was somehow Ninjago spaceships or a Star Wars city that connects to Ninjago City. I mean, you wouldn't really, because that would be terrible. But I don't know, imagine. And this is why I bring up the Ninjago City sets so much and why I love them so dearly. They connect to the modular building series. You can, if you're somebody who builds that kind of thing, integrate all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now Ninjago City sets into a larger LEGO city, and it all just fits, baby. Okay, so we've established that part of what makes these mechs cool is that basically they're a sub-theme of LEGO that spans across different themes, if that makes sense. Like, it's a sub-theme of LEGO the product that spans various IPs. And that they have the simplicity to their structure and a complexity of the build that makes them this interesting mix of both things. Are there other sub-themes of LEGO that span various IPs in this way? For example, off the top of my head, I'm thinking of Brickheads are one. The Helmet series spans Marvel and Star Wars. But are there other sub-themes that span IPs in the same way that mechs do? You've got LEGO Superheroes, which spans both DC and Marvel. But I don't think LEGO Superheroes really counts in this case because never do you see DC and Marvel characters showing up in the same set. There's no Superman Iron Man crossover. There's also LEGO Dimensions, which brought together multiple IPs like Doctor Who, Ghostbusters, and The Simpsons all into the same game. And that absolutely does fit, and I'm so glad that came up because I want to do another video about Dimensions and how cool it is. I have dived so deep into the Dimensions rabbit hole. I love that game. I love the crossover. The fact that there is a line where Sensei Wu says to the Doctor from Doctor Who, he says, I sense you have great wisdom, Doctor. That's just so cool. And it's also my favorite Doctor, and also my favorite season of Ninjago. So that's a whole other video. But I bring it up here. So, are there any others? Any other cross-IP sub-themes like this, or styles even? Well, another notable example could be LEGO Ideas, where fans submit designs spanning various IPs. It includes sets from movies, TV shows, and real-world inspirations. The LEGO Art series also spans multiple themes, like Star Wars, Marvel, DC, I think there was a Beatles one. These lines maintain a consistent aesthetic while celebrating different IPs, offering a similar sense of unity across diverse worlds, but I don't know, neither of those does it for me. Neither of those have that feeling of the same structure because they all look different just by nature of how they exist. I don't think that they have uniformity other than the fact that they all fall under the same branding. And I think in this case, branding is different than design language or sub-themes based on aesthetics, if that makes sense. So yeah, brickheads, helmets, mechs. That's the shortlist. That's the holy trinity of cross-IP, visually consistent LEGO subthemes. But for me, I don't know. Mechs hit different. There's something weirdly comforting about them. They're small, they're sturdy, they are pretty dang predictable. And for my little brain that's willing to make a 10-minute long video about these, I think it kind of rules. No matter what new character drops next, you know roughly what their mech is going to look like. And either you're into that or you're not. But even if you're not, even if you think that they're lazy or repetitive or an affront to LEGO's creative potential, I see you Star Wars fans, I still think they're worth paying attention to. Because they raise a fascinating question about what happens when a toy isn't just a toy, but a format, a template, a genre. And honestly, that's what LEGO is all about. I'd love more weird little through lines that link LEGO themes together. I'd love Dimensions to get a comeback, but I know that's never going to happen. More design languages that cross these streams. Give me a medieval starfighter like Nexo Knights, or give me a Ninjago city in a galaxy far, far away. Or don't. Maybe I'll just build them myself. Because at the end of the day, that's what makes LEGO special. Not just the themes, not just the IPs, not just the minifigs, but the quiet moments, where it all starts to feel connected. Even if that connection starts with just one tiny mech leg. Thanks for watching.